Are you tired of always trying to open up your laptop with one hand and it never even works and you always have to get two hands involved and try and pry the damn thing open? Well, don't worry. Today I will show you how to fix it to where with one simple hand you can open up the thing with a simple pull. The first thing we're going to have to do is modify these rat traps to get this laptop open. So we're going to have to pull these things out. That's a little catch that I just pulled out there. It usually holds that. We're going to have to do that. And then the bait thing that the bait usually goes on, pull that right out too. Alright, and that side is ready to go. Do that to the other side. Once again. Okay, also for what I have planned, this line right here needs to be taken off. We're going to have to saw this whole little area right there clean off. And then this will be ready to mount on this board, along with the other one beside it. Laptop there, rat trap there, popping it open. That's the plan. Okay, so I've already mounted both rat traps on here. I still have to drill and screw this one. I figured I'd go and show you how I did that. I went ahead and put a layer of wood glue on there, and so now I'm going to drill the holes and then put the wood screws in. And there you go. I put that extra layer of wood glue in there because these things are going to have a lot of pressure on them, a lot of force, and we definitely want them to be as stable as possible. Some of the screws went through on the back. Some people might say they'll scratch up their countertop or whatever, but I say it's good for icy conditions. Okay, so now this is after I have crudely painted the piece. I just blatantly took it out in the backyard and spray painted it over the wood without treating it at all. I know some people, Professor Dinnigan, might not like this, but I've always liked the idea of just crudely painting over wood. So what I'm going to do now is take this. You can get this at any hardware store, some like little hook and latch thing, pretty cheap. And I'm going to replace the mechanism that releases this spring. I'm going to replace that. It usually goes here and holds that back like that. Ugh. And I'll be replacing it with that, and hopefully it'll hold this thing back and both of them at the same time, so with one pull of string they'll both pow, open up our laptop. Okay, so I've done what I said. I've screwed these things in here, and they actually do hold down the mechanism on the rat traps. And over here, I have already taken a liberty of tying a tiny little bowline knot, that's bowline, to this thing. And I made sure that it'll hold it back, and then when I pull it, bam, it'll work. So now I've got to tie a bowline knot to this one, and I also want to make sure I got plenty of slack between this Y thing, so I'm going to tie another string with a bowline knot to this, so I can pull it with just one string and they both go off at the same time. So pay attention, I'm only going to show you this once. This is a bowline knot, the only important thing they told me in the Navy. And first off, you got to make a loop like this. And then you got to have this little string go under it, around that, and then back through the hole, like that. And then you tie that whole little area shut. And I want to try and get the smallest loop possible here. That should work like that. And that's a bowline knot right there. And I'll clip that right quick. If you don't know how to make a bowline knot, talk to a Boy Scout or someone who is in the Navy. They can tell you. But it's one of the most useful knots you could ever know because that little loop right there won't ever move. And so, I tie that to this thing. I can load the mechanism. Bam! That one's in place. And then bam! This one's in place. And then when I give a nice sharp tug on that, we got an open laptop. Okay, so I have both mechanisms locked. Go ahead and preload it right now. This is just a simple yardstick. I have not got the hook. I'm going to have a hook down here to hold this laptop straight. And hopefully it'll just slide on there without you even touching anything. And then, with just laptop closed like that, we're going to see how this works. This is our first test. 3, 2, 1. Bam! And then you can just go ahead and start turning it on and logging right in. And so there you have it. I got all the mechanisms in order. I have put an extra bowline knot right here so that we have one big Y string. You have to make sure that that's on top. All these are on top. I got extra fasteners on the front and on the back to keep it still. And so now, for your convenience, with just one simple pull of the string, you can, bam, start typewriting, start typing up, logging in, whatever you have to. All you may have to do is remove the cheap aluminum yardstick. Bam. And then when you're ready to go again, you're ready to close it up for a night, you have to make sure you reload. Make sure all the components are in the proper place. Reload up your mouse traps like so. Rat traps, I should say. Alright. Make sure all the bowline knots are in place. Load it up. Put the handy dandy yardstick across your keyboard. And then bam, you're done for the night. And that's all it takes. And then whenever you're ready to go again and open it up in the morning, bam, ready to go. Start typing.